If you have celiac or just a gluten intolerance, it can be super frustrating to go out to eat, especially in a new city. Will they have any options for you to eat? Will they understand cross-contamination? Will they weirdly ask you if you're okay with cheese? If you know, you know. So today, I'm gonna introduce you to my favorite restaurants in Raleigh, North Carolina, where you won't need to explain yourself and where they'll go out of their way to ensure you have a great gluten-free experience. I'm Matt Martin, and while my full-time job is working as a Raleigh-based realtor, helping people relocate to the Triangle region of North Carolina, I'm also a huge foodie, and my partner has celiac. So when we moved to Raleigh in 2021, we were on a mission to find our favorite celiac-friendly restaurants. Now, let me get one thing out of the way. Almost everywhere you go in Raleigh will have some gluten-free options available, and we've been consistently surprised at how accommodating most restaurants can be. But the restaurants I'm going to mention today are the places in Raleigh where we've consistently felt safe and the most well taken care of. So let's start with the first meal of the day, breakfast or brunch. One of the absolute best brunch places in the city for those with gluten sensitivities is Irregardless Cafe. This started out as a vegetarian restaurant back in the 1970s, so it's one of Raleigh's longest standing restaurants. But over the years, it's added meat options and a huge array of gluten-friendly dishes. I'm talking gluten-free fried chicken and waffles, pancakes, and a seasonal menu that includes things like fried catfish banh mi. Yes, I'm serious. Their waitstaff fully understands the needs of those with gluten intolerances, so you can feel confident that you're in good hands. Another favorite brunch place for us is Press, which is located in downtown Raleigh, but also has a couple other locations across the Triangle. Press is known for its amazing crepes, and luckily for those with gluten allergies, you can get any of their crepes with their gluten-free buckwheat batter instead. If you're full-blown celiac, that's about your only option, but if you just have a gluten intolerance and can handle some fryer cross-contamination, you can also go for their tater tot waffles, which are delicious. Now, I've personally found their waitstaff to be incredibly friendly, but not the most knowledgeable about all things gluten. For example, we've been told that the tater tots are fully celiac friendly, and also that they're not. But I'm still including it on the list because my partner absolutely loves their gluten-free crepes, and that's endorsement enough for me. All right, moving on from brunch, let's talk about a dish we can all pretty much agree on, pizza. Especially moving from New York City, we were on a quest to not only find good pizza, but to find great gluten-free pizza. And thankfully, we found multiple spots. Arguably the best gluten-free pizza in Raleigh is Oakwood Pizza Box, which is located in the popular North Person Street district just outside downtown Raleigh. This is where you go for amazing wood-fired pizza, and their gluten-free pizza isn't that paper-thin, crunchy crust type that you find at most places. It's thick and doughy, and unlike any other gluten-free pizza I've had, in the best way possible. Now, one thing to note here, like most pizza places, the gluten-free pizza only comes in personal size, but Oakwood doesn't offer the same personal option for its glutinous pizzas. So even though I don't have a gluten allergy, I usually end up getting the gluten-free pizza when it's just me and Zach, because there's no way I could eat an entire full pie of glutinous pizza all to myself. And honestly, I'm great with getting the gluten-free option. But another great pizza place is Trophy Brewing. They have multiple locations across Raleigh, but our favorite is on Morgan Street, just west of downtown. Now, this may sound weird to be recommending a brewery as a spot for great pizza, but it's insanely good. Their gluten-free pizza will tend more towards the thin crust side, but it actually has flavor. So much so that we're there pretty much every Friday night. And it's not just the pizzas. A lot of their appetizers, including the fried Brussels sprouts, are gluten safe, and their salads are huge and delicious. And for your gluten-loving friends, they have personal and full-size pizzas, and honestly, I can't pick a favorite to recommend here because they're all so good. All right, keeping with those marinara sauce vibes, let's move on to another sometimes difficult food group for those with gluten intolerances, and that's Italian. Thankfully, you can find a ton of great options across Raleigh that will offer gluten-free pasta substitutes, so I'm just going to tell you my favorites. Our absolute favorite Italian restaurant in Raleigh is Vic's, which also has a couple locations around town, but we love the one in City Market for its outdoor seating that overlooks the market's cobblestone streets and hanging string lights. It's a really charming environment, and the food is also incredible. Now, like Press that I mentioned earlier, I won't claim that the waitstaff knows everything about gluten sensitivity, so you may need to ask extra questions here, but they will make substitutions and have great gluten-free penne. So Zach will often get the chicken parm, which they'll do grilled instead of fried, with gluten-free penne on the side, and it's one of his favorite meals. And when I say come hungry, I mean it. They have some of the biggest portions I've ever had in an Italian restaurant, so be prepared to either share or take home leftovers. Now, since we love Vic so much, we usually don't stray from it, but another recommendation from across the interwebs is Bella Monica. This has been on our list for a long time, so I'm as much including it in this video for you as I am as a reminder for us to try it. Bella Monica has a 5-star rating on findmeglutenfree.com across 41 reviews, so I'd say they're doing something right. And that's because they go above and beyond. They use separate colored plates to indicate gluten-free, and their gluten-free menu options are extensive. We're talking gluten-free focaccia, tiramisu, penne, pizza, chicken parm, and more. Okay, now I'm kicking myself that we haven't been here because it sounds amazing, and the overall reviews do confirm that. Bella Monica is located just outside the Beltline, so about 15 or so minutes from downtown Raleigh. All right, before I get to the last batch of restaurants, I just want to take a quick moment to say thank you for getting this far into the video. If you like learning about the Triangle region of North Carolina, why don't you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below to show a little love. And if you want to be alerted about my newest video each week, then go ahead and click that little bell icon as well. I really appreciate the support, and with that, let's get back to the list. All right, finally, let's talk about some of my favorite dinner spots. Not that pizza and Italian weren't dinner already, but these are restaurants that don't all fit into the same genre. First up is Madre, which is probably my overall favorite restaurant in Raleigh. This is a mostly family-style tapas joint with an incredibly impressive interior design that's located in the newish Smoky Hollow development just on the edge of downtown. But come hungry, as you'll want to try a bunch of different small plates here, and they're all delicious. What I love about Madre is that they will mark up the regular menu for anyone with an allergy, indicating what can be modified, what's totally safe, and what's just not possible. And luckily, the not possibles are minimal at Madre. Even though they no longer have a dedicated gluten-free fryer, they do use alternative prep methods for things like their salchipapas, which are delicious fried potatoes in an insanely good red and white sauce, or their roasted cauliflower, which also comes with one of the best green sauces I've ever tried. The staff is incredibly friendly and knowledgeable, their drinks are expertly made, and we usually leave their stuff and surprised at how reasonable the bill was. So seriously, don't miss Madre if you're visiting Raleigh. Next up, we have Heirloom. Now, Heirloom has been around for a while as a coffee shop, but a lot of people don't know that they also offer dinner. You can imagine my hesitation when I first heard about this. Like, how is a coffee shop going to be churning out delicious dinner options? But then I found out that the former chef of the now closed Humble Pie, which was one of my absolute favorite restaurants in the city, was heading up the endeavor, and I was immediately intrigued. And this Asian-inspired restaurant with Scandinavian decor blew me away with some of the best Brussels sprouts I've ever tasted, delicious crispy shrimp, and seemingly simple yet incredibly delicious chicken mains. And the best part, anything that they fry is made with rice flour, so almost everything on the menu is gluten-free. Of course, no restaurant list would be complete without talking about Ajja, which comes from local celebrity chef Chidi Kumar and was named one of the top 25 best new restaurants in the entire country by Esquire magazine, and was nominated for a James Beard Award for Best New Restaurant when it opened up. While Google lists this as Mediterranean, it's not like any other Mediterranean restaurant you've ever tried. The restaurant itself, which is in the charming Five Points neighborhood, is bursting with color and has mainly outdoor seating that, of course, features heaters and coverings for year-round enjoyment. And the chef is gluten-free, which means pretty much the entire menu is yours for the eating. That includes their fried trout, which, despite the rotating seasonal menu, seems to always be a staple, or the crunchy corn topping on their Mediterranean hummus, which I agree sounds weird, but trust me, it works. You'll definitely leave with a big smile on your face, even if your wallet is a little bit lighter. Then, if you're in the mood for Mexican food, there are a lot of good options that offer corn tortilla alternatives and plenty of gluten-free options, but I want to specifically call out Centro here, which is located in the heart of downtown. We were told that the chef is closely related to someone with celiac, so he's designed the menu to be pretty much entirely gluten-free. And that includes the chips, which anyone with celiac will know are usually claimed to be gluten-free, but are actually typically fried in the same fryer as everything else. But here, they're totally gluten-safe, which is a huge win. Plus, the food is delicious. I love the 3 enchilada combo, each with a super flavorful sauce, and the margaritas are a nice cherry on top. And the last place I'm gonna mention is also one we've been meaning to try but haven't made it to yet, and that's Second Empire. Located in downtown, this is where you go for your fancy celebrations and white tablecloth service, which you really don't find much of here. So yes, you'll need to put on a collared shirt and some real pants. A friend of mine who has celiac recently went there for a celebration, totally prepared to only be able to eat like 1 or 2 items on the menu, which she'd studied extensively beforehand. But much to her surprise, it turns out the chef has celiac too, so pretty much the entire menu is gluten-free. She had to completely rethink her dinner selections, and she said it was one of the best meals she's ever had in Raleigh. So for that reason alone, I'm including it on the list. But FindMeGlutenFree.com seems to agree with multiple 5-star reviews and a 4.8 rating on Google from nearly 2,000 reviews. So I'd say they've earned their spot on this list. So that's a quick list of my favorite gluten-friendly restaurants in Raleigh, North Carolina. I know y'all are gonna have lots of thoughts on this topic, so please drop me a comment below with some of your favorites. This will not only help others who are watching, but I'm always excited to check out new places myself. And while this video had nothing to do with real estate, I do specialize in helping people move to the Triangle region in North Carolina. So if you're curious about what a move to the region would look like, or you're ready to kick off your home hunt here, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and you can find all my contact information in the link below, or by scanning this QR code right here with your phone. And if you liked this video, I have a whole catalog of others all about moving to, living in, and buying real estate in and around Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's another one here that you may like, so give it a click to keep on watching.